Basically, all the alignments you have with your sun is going to adjust what kind of actions you have and your viewpoints and how other people see you. All the alignments you have with your moon is based upon how you're going to react and respond to things will put you in fight or flight mode and what's closest to you as far as what you're comfortable with or not. So all the alignments towards your moon is going to adjust that. Your Mercury, all the alignments you have with your Mercury is going to adjust the way you think, because it ain't just your Mercury sign, it's all the alignments too. So it's going to be based, that's going to, all these things adjust the way you think, how you communicate, how you analyze. Your Venus, all the alignments that adjust to your Venus is going to be all the energies and characteristics that adjust your love language, how you express it, how you receive it, how you see it as a filtering system. You know what I'm saying? All the alignments that's correlated to your Mars is going to adjust how you go for your passions, your motivations, your desires, how you deal with your anger, your aggression, how you deal with your motivations and your alternative motives. Motivations, Aries, alternative motivations, Scorpio, but it's just day and night. But at the same time, that's how you go about those things, and how you fight and how you be in survival mode. Saturn, any alignment you have with your Saturn is going to be a correspondence to how you conduct yourself in reality, how you may see reality, how you organize things, how you construct yourself, how you conduct yourself, how you materialize, how you manifest, how you structure your status and things of that nature, how you want people to see you as far as not dealing with your feelings and your expression like your solar plexus, but how you want people to see you as far as what you have materialized or what you have gained or what kind of disciplines or principles you have as far as motherfucker the esoteric concept of it. How hard you is, or are you soft and naive. Jupiter, any alignment that you have with Jupiter is going to adjust how you experience life. So it's basically your experiences, because that allows you to develop more awareness, and that causes expansion. And expansion, you have to have experiences. So you have to extract wisdom and knowledge like a puzzle piece to place new meanings and reasonings on that puzzle platform to understand the full circumstance of a situation, to develop knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So you extract wisdom and knowledge to place new meanings and reasonings on situations. So this is Jupiter. So any alignment that you have with Jupiter adjusts how you're going to experience things, because this is how you develop and obtain knowledge and awareness, by experiencing, and what you're going to be into, what you like to be educated by. You know what I'm saying? What feed your spirit for, so because it's always unfulfilled. That's Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? The ability to add meanings to things, your ability to learn what's the meaning of why you are experiencing things in your life. All of that is Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, these is going like the houses and shit. But if you want to get into like that context, all your Uranus alignments is going to adjust how you express your uniqueness, individuality, originality, and is it going to be seen as changing, rebellious, or opposing or not? Neptune, all the alignments to your Neptune adjust how you formulate your dreams, imagination, your fantasies, and things of that nature. And is it going to be correlated as creativity or fantasy, la la land, delusion, or illusion of grandeur? Pluto, all the alignments that you have with your Pluto is going to adjust how you experience going through transformations and power and control issues and things that you need to obtain power over or control over when it comes to your emotional state or the external environment via people, places, and things. So whatever alignments or whatever house Pluto is in is going to be how you deal with those circumstances. And this is going to be the things you go through in your life to know if you're a strong spirit or not, and things of that nature. See what I'm saying? All the alignments you have with your North Node is going to adjust how life take you through situations that's uncomfortable and unfamiliar. And the uncomfortable or unfamiliar situation is going to be filtered through the element of the sign that your North Node is in. So regardless of the participants of other zodiac signs and the experiences in your life, because experiences also are an accumulation of elements. That's why I like to always make this example, right? Shout out to my sister. Moon conjunct Uranus, so you are emotionally unique and things of that nature. And you like to emotionally change a lot too. So you don't like nobody that's around that's fixated and no rut, no emotion. That bring you down and things of that nature. So you'll rebel against that real quick. because that you like to change. Then you manifest other people that's more upbeat, but sometimes you might get a hard time doing that depending on the geographical location or what you're involved in at the moment. It may not be enough of those type of people around, so it may frustrate you in what you got to involve yourself in. But you always have this rebellious emotion that you deserve to be in a better space, a more open space with more of similar energy than what you have to utilize at the moment. But then I had another point. What was my point I had before I got into that? I had another point. Like the houses and shit. But if you want to get into like that context with all your Uranus alignments as creativity or fantasy, la la land, delusion. Oh yeah, Uranus. Or illusion of grandeur. I mean Pluto. All the alignments that you have with your Pluto is going to adjust how you experience going through transformations. Yeah. Whatever alignments or whatever house Pluto is in is going to be how you deal with those circumstances. And this is going to be the things you go through in your life to know if you're strong. I was trying to figure out my last damn point. All the alignments you have with your North Node is going to adjust. Oh, okay, yeah. How life take you. Okay, yeah, there you go. Because your North Node is unfamiliar and uncomfortable circumstances. So a lot of times when it gets into the North Node and shit, right, it's like the North Node is how you understand your capabilities and your incapabilities. And whatever alignment that you have with your North Node, okay, that's my point I left off at. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Simone, I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate the donation from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, madam, sister. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, real shit. And then the North Node, the alignment that you actually have, the energy that you have Pluto through, that's the situation that's going to filter through. So a lot of times the house and the energy is the house. Like I always like to make this example. A school building. When you go into a school, the elements has a percentage level everywhere. Situations are elemental percentage levels also. We're always making ethers out of fire, water, air, and earth. And whatever shape and form we make out of that energy be the eternal net or the networking of that circumstance. So it can become a simulation, something that we created that can simulate something that we do all similar. So for the most part, when we create a school, right? A school is more on a percentage level of motherfucking, is way more on a percentage level of air and earth. Air is intellect, thinking, communicating, and that's esoteric travel. When you can create a mind to jump into as a spaceship and travel to a different space to be aware of what's going on in that area. Developing intelligence of things you didn't previously know. So for the most, that's the thought energy of it, or the Tahuti. But I just use those names, but it's beyond that because I'm Uriel. But other than that, right? And then when you get into Earth, practicalizing, making sense at what you observing from the Yang world, it's the Yin version of the external world. So practicalizing makes sense. Counterpartmentalizing shit, or however that word is, compartmentalizing. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, and organizing whatever you're learning from the air. So when you go to a school, automatically when you take a breath or walk into that environment, the energy that we built it out of is those elements. So that's the first element you're going to start to be sensitive to and start to reflangle your mind to interact with that environment. But when you're spiritual, you know that this is what's going on in the fourth or the sixth dimension. You're obtaining your chakras you already have to move into the field of waters of the collection of chakra that you're in at the moment. And if you have a lot of water and fire, there's a lot of times why you're maybe nervous, or it may be hard for you to actually focus when you're in an environment like school. So when you were young, reason why, and I wish it was a school for this, like what I'm teaching, but when you were young, this was one of the reasons why you may have these problems, due to the fact of an extreme element of air and earth being made out of the school environment, and you having an extreme elemental energy of water and fire. So, you know, your best classes just might be gym, lunch, science. I said shit like that. We could dissect a frog or something about my frog. I said, or no, shit that's interesting. And the only way you're going to be really involved into the other shit other people are involved in, if you like the teacher. Like the teacher got some type of character that, or you might just like the teacher. Some of y'all little females growing up, y'all probably had a crush on y'all little science man teacher, or and vice versa. The English teacher, female and shit. Some of y'all had a little crush on her and shit like that. You like when you got in trouble and had to stay after the class just for her to call your mother and say you was acting up. In your mind, you just liked to stay after class and retarded ass. Well, other than that, don't like that. Sometimes when it comes to water and fire signs, that's how they could get into math, get into science and focus. Because 9 times out of 10, it's a teacher that has a certain character. So they rather learn and they could be more focused in that classroom than another teacher that's all dry and, hey guys, what are you here today to do, guys? Like, you know, like South Pole and shit like that. Thanks so much for the donation, Januarian. You said I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, real shit. Uranus, Neptune, and the moon all in the second house.